Hi, my name is Shannon Stevens, and this is my screencast for CI 3750, where I talk about and show how to use certain properties and tools in Smart Notebook. So here you can see that I have a Smart Notebook lesson already up. This lesson is for nutrition, or talking about nutrition for third graders. So basically, the first thing that I want to talk about is manipulating and creating texts and images. So here you can see that we have a nice engaging title page. Smart Notebook kind of prides itself on interactivity and engaging lessons and activities. So a colorful and intriguing title page, or just any other page really, is really key for that high interactivity. So to create and manipulate text and images is really key in developing those engaging pages. So let's start with text. So to create text, basically you're just going to click anywhere on the page. I'm starting on the first page. I'm going to click anywhere and I'm just going to start typing. So I'm just going to type lesson plan with a colon because I already have a nutrition title right here. So once you type in lesson plan, you have the text. So you have just created text just simply by typing. So you can see this box that is around the words lesson plan. Whenever you're manipulating an image or text, this box is going to appear, and this box basically means that it is specifying what area of the page that you are manipulating. So it's going to say, okay, you have this image or you have this text to manipulate. So a couple things within the box that you can use to manipulate text or images. This green button up here can be used to rotate, whichever way you choose to move your mouse. This white button on the bottom right here is to resize. So you can make it bigger or smaller depending on how you drag your mouse again. The most important part of this box right here, or the most useful, is this little arrow. So if you click this little arrow, it brings you to a drop-down menu. This drop-down menu gives you all of the options that you have to manipulate this text or this image, whatever is in that specified box. So here you can just see the regular cut, copy, paste, delete, and down here you have some of the more complex ones, such as link, which we'll get to later, and lock. Lock is something that is very common with Smart Notebook, simply because it's such an engaging activity, kind of lesson platform. Things are getting manipulated all the time, they're getting moved all the time on different pages, and this lock feature helps you lock into place certain things that you don't want moving around. So maybe a title or instructions, something like that. So you could just click lock into place and it would not move. With this nutrition, this is not locked into place, so I can simply click on it and drag it around. With lesson plan, I've locked that into place. Now if you're just going to unlock it, you could simply click on it, go back to where the drop down menu was, and unlock it. To further manipulate text, you can go up here after you click on the lesson plan, so the Smart Notebook knows what you are trying to manipulate, and you'll see a bunch of properties appear on your toolbar. Here you can manipulate the font, the text size, things such as bold, italicized, underline, the alignment, even the color. This is where you would change and manipulate any kind of text. So for the same goes for images. So you clicked on the text to kind of highlight that and say, this is what I'm going to manipulate. The same thing goes for image. All you have to do is click on it, and suddenly the computer knows, the SmartBook knows that you're trying to manipulate this specific image. So again, you have the resizing, you have the rotating, and you have that drop-down menu. So to create text, all we did was start typing after we had clicked on the page. To create an image, you can go to Insert up here on the very top toolbar, go down to Picture, and it will pop up your files, and you could upload a picture or a file of a picture that you already have saved on your computer. So that is creating and manipulating images and text. Next, I want to talk about writing, saving, and highlighting notes. So notes are an incredibly important part of a SmartBook lesson. They're kind of the meat of the lesson. Aside from the activities, they give the actual information of what the students are learning. So here you can see I have a page that's dedicated to notes talking about food groups. So this just gives some information about certain foods that belong to certain food groups, fruits, vegetables, grains, and it gives servings needed. So these notes are just text, and we've already talked about how to create text. So to create a note, I'm just going to click on where the rest of the notes are, and I'm going to type. I'm going to type the word apple. So now you can see that this apple word is near all the other notes, but it doesn't exactly fit in. So that's when we're going to go back to manipulating. I'm going to click on apple, and I'm going to try to get it as close as I can to looking like the rest of my notes. So that looks pretty similar. So that is making the notes. That's creating, writing the notes. Another awesome feature of Smart Notebook is being able to highlight. Highlighting is very important for placing emphasis on really important pieces of information that students might really need to know. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right now we have our cursor clicked, meaning I can click and drag and manipulate certain texts. We want to switch that cursor up here on the properties bar. I want to click on this bottom left button, which says pens. So I clicked on pens, and now you can see that my cursor has changed to a tiny little marker. So up here I want to click this button, which says pen types if you mouse over it. So I'm going to click on pen types, and you can see that it gives me a list of different types of pens that I can use to draw and write certain things actually with penmanship instead of just typing. You can see on this list highlighter is there. So now I've clicked on highlighter and I have a highlighting tool. Up here you can manipulate the size and color of the highlighter. I'm just going to stick with the traditional yellow thick highlighter. So say I want to highlight how many servings of protein you need every day. I'm going to do a motion similar to an actual highlighter on an actual piece of paper. I'm just going to click where I want to start, drag it the entire way across the text that I want to highlight, and then I'm going to let go. So now that entire sentence where I dragged is highlighted. In addition, it has kind of cleaned itself up a little bit, which is a really neat tool, especially for working with younger students who may have some difficulty keeping it in a straight line. That way what needs to get highlighted needs to get, or stays highlighted, and there's not just markings all over the rest of the page. So that is writing and highlighting notes. Next I want to talk about saving certain pages and how to add keywords to those pages so you can find them easier, as well as backing up your gallery content. So I'm just going to go back up here and select my cursor again, and I'm going to move on down to this page over here. So I've just created this page. There's just a little image over here. It kind of looks like the sun, and I just have a title that says Nutrition Fun Facts. So what you would use this feature that I'm about to show you for would be for a page that you want to use reoccurringly, that you want to save, to be able to manipulate multiple times. So in order to save this, what I would maybe save it for would be if this is a continuing lesson of nutrition, I might bring this page up from my gallery every day, and we could write facts that we had used the day before or learned the day before about nutrition. So in order to save this, over here I have a presentation of all of my slides in order, and just like with the text and images, there's a drop-down menu associated with this particular page. So I'm going to click on that drop-down menu, and I'm going to click all the way at the bottom, Add Page to Gallery. So now my page has been added to gallery. So I did a practice run before, that's why there's this one. But this is the one that we're going to focus on now. So now my notebook file page has been saved to my gallery, but I want that to specifically go to my content. It's already in my content because I have it set up. but all you would have to do is click that drop down menu again and click add to my content. To add keywords, in case you can't remember what you named the file when you're exporting, you are in a rush and you're trying to find this very specific thing and you're having trouble, we can go down to properties in that drop down menu. And here this brings up the specific page and allows you to input keywords that might help you bring this page up later and find it when you can't necessarily think of the name of the file. So in here I'm just going to type nutrition and sun, since I said that might look like a sun. So I'm going to click apply. Now these words are applied to this page. So if I were to look up these keywords, this page would pop up. So I'm going to press OK. Now I'm going to go back over and I'm going to click this same page once more with the drop down menu. And to update my gallery, and to back up my gallery content, I'm going to press export as collection file. So this is exporting it from the actual Smartboard notebook and onto either a hard drive or a USB or another device, maybe your desktop, just somewhere outside of the notebook in an outside source. So I would just give this a name. Obviously, I would pick where I wanted it to go in my computer, and then I would press save. And that's how you would back up something in your gallery or your content. So right now we are in the gallery or content tab over on the left-hand side. I'm going to click this blank page, and it will take us back to our actual notebook file. So I'm going to click on this blank page really quickly to let you know how to create and add themes. It's actually very, very simple. So I'm on this blank page and I'm going to go up here to my top toolbar and click format. In the format drop down, I'm going to go down to theme and I'm going to go to create new theme. So with this create new theme, you are able to manipulate the color, the background, the text style, anything that you wish to add to this particular theme and have it recur every time you use the theme, you're going to add it now. So for example, I'm going to press gradient fill and I can choose whatever colors I want and it will stay a part of this theme. And this is when you can choose the text style that will stay there. It can be anything. You can make it bold. You can use any of these properties to manipulate it. So once you're happy with your theme, you're going to name it so that you can use it whenever necessary. So I'm just going to name this theme 1. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to press save. So that is how you create a theme. So basically, the next thing that we're going to talk about is how to further manipulate images and objects, kind of like we talked about beforehand, but this time we are going to talk about objects specifically and how to link certain things to them. So I'm going to click on this existing page right here, asking us to sort the vegetables and the fruit. I'm going to click on this lovely tomato right here. Actually, I'm going to click on the apple. So I'm going to click on the apple. We're going to go to that drop-down menu, and I'm going to actually click sound. So you can actually link sound to an object or to a certain page. So if you were to click sound on a specific item or object or piece of text, it would take you to this screen. From here, you could either upload a sound, maybe an MP3 you downloaded, a song that you already have on your computer, or you could record a new sound and associate that with the image. Down here you can see you can either put that sound in the corner of the page, so it would be somewhere around here, just an object you could click on, or it could be the specific object. So I would say the object, and I would want it to be associated with that object. One more thing that you can do is you can link different things to an object or to an image. You can link a web page. For example, you could use MyPlate since we're talking about nutrition. So that would take you, when you click that object, to that actual website outside of Smart Notebook. You could do a page in this file. So this could just be any page that is associated already with Smart Notebook in this particular lesson. So this, for example, is a page, this is page 6 of this activity. You could link this to a file on your computer. You could browse anything that's on your desktop or something that you already have saved, or just a separate attachment. that you could link.